if you are a homeowner today, you get married tomorrow, then you want to go sell the house. You, the first person who owned it, you are not able to do that without now your spouse.
Yep.
So
marital status affects title in the state of Florida. So
not
remember
pertaining
that.
to this show necessarily, but think about who you're about to marry. Let's keep
Marital
that
status affects title in the state of Florida.
Let's keep that in mind, friends. Okay, so let's say one spouse passes away. So let's say I owned a house, I got married, I passed away, I have adult children.
You have a brand new spouse you've been married to for a year, and you have kids.
I have kids, but they're not his.
Yeah, right. You have kids from your prior divorce.
Yes.
Welcome to Tampa Home Talk with your host, native Tampa real estate girl, Katrina Madewell, a full-time, passionate, out-of-the-box thinker, love for home ownership kind of realtor with over 21 years of combined mortgage and real estate experience. Tune in every week at this time for expert advice on everything you need to know about home ownership, finance, maintaining great credit, building wealth, and making your everyday life better, and how you can be financially successful today and tomorrow. Remember, love where you live or let Katrina fix it. Now, here's your host of Tampa Home Talk, Katrina Madewell.
This is Tampa Home Talk, and I'm your host, Katrina Madewell. Today, we are going to talk about probate and inherited property. And in the studio with me today is official show partner of Tampa Home Talk, Jennie Restrepo with Insured Title Agency. Welcome back.
Hi, Katrina. Thanks for having me. And everyone's like, probate.
Yes.
We've got some stories for you, so stay tuned.
Well, this is a good one that's really on point. And the one thing that I want to drive home right now, if you're watching this show, and please pay attention, don't think you're exempt because you are not. If you own property or anything, pay attention to this because a lot of people think that a will avoid probate, and that is absolutely not correct.
Not correct. So the first question was, what even is probate?
Yes, we definitely need to start there, Jennie.
So starting from the top, what is probate? Probate is the term that is the legal administration when somebody passes away. That is what happens within the court system, and it's all the logistics of this person's life. And when the person who has passed away is also a property owner, then any real estate that this person owned during their lifetime will be part of the probate process. Now,
so that's an in-depth answer.
Yeah.
Can I come behind you and just clean that up? Make
Please.
it even more simpler, okay?
Okay, go.
So, and then you can elaborate on that and you'd be like, oh yes, this makes sense. So think about it like this. If you own a property, right? So you purchased a property, you and your spouse own it, you own it by yourself. You're on the deed to that property, you own it. So if you die, someone can't just sign your name because you no longer exist. Nope. So it's the formal process in real estate. It's the formal process of being able to be assigned as not the owner, but like the executor or the trustee that you can actually move that piece of property. Because unless that property's in a trust or you have an enhanced life estate deed, those are the two exceptions, right?
Okay, now you've got some crazy
Is that the only
terms
two things?
too. Yeah. Maybe.
But what I mean, so the point is, if it's in a deed and you pass away, you can't just, it was my mom's property, I'm going to go sell it. It doesn't work like that. Like you have to go through the formal process with the courts to be able to dispose of, sell. You can probably rent it unofficially. Yeah.
Yes. So there's a lot to unpack there because a deed, which is basically the piece of paper that says, I own this, it is recorded with the county where the property exists, making it a legally registered document. So you can write a will and say, I leave my golf clubs to this person, or I leave my diamond necklace to that person. That's considered your personal property. But pieces of real estate, a vehicle, things like that have a statewide, countywide registration of ownership in official documents that are monitored by the court, there is a higher threshold of what happens to this now when you pass away.
You're not going to take a will. So,
They're not.
So think about it like this. When you do a will, that helps the judge that gets assigned to your estate understand what your intentions were while you were alive. But
your will is, what do I want? It's your wants and your needs and how do you want things to be administered upon your passing. But as Katrina mentioned, it's for a judge to now interpret the will and then make a ruling in your probate case And then that is how things move forward. So that may sound super overwhelming. And then the next question is, but aren't there ways for my real estate to be expedited outside of the probate process?
Or not have probate. Is that what
Or
you're
not
saying?
have
Not
probate.
have probate. Yes, there are.
I'm pretty sure that upon your passing, there will be probate, period, because you have something. I mean, unless you have administered every single thing of your life, congratulations. But most likely there will be some sort of probate. But yes, there are ways to keep your real estate outside of that. And as we mentioned, as Katrina said, it's what does it say on the deed?
Right. And so some of the things, just for example, in probate, it's not just real estate. That's one little piece of it.
Correct.
But anything with a title,
Anything, a car, a motorcycle, a boat,
your bank accounts.
your
If you don't have them payable on death, so if you don't hear anything in the show and you have a bank account, make sure you have someone and then a successor. I mean, after that person is not here, payable on death. Otherwise, the bank is going to give you the middle finger and tell you that they're not going to talk to you, even when you have a court document sometimes.
Yes.
You say from experience.
I say from personal experience, and I say from the experience of Insured Title Agency that we've worked with many people who have come to us. We've even worked with real estate agents who have signed listing agreements, and then we have to unpack, do we have the right person, all of the right people? And it is not the role of a real estate title company to determine if we have the heirs, all of the heirs, and even a copy of a death certificate does not sort out for us whether or not you do or do not have the ability to list and sell this property. So the one relationship that has automatic rights of survivorship would be a legal spousal relationship.
Oh, we got to talk about this one. We talked about it during the show, and you and I know the rules to this now, but the person listening does not. So I think the best way to convey what we're trying to say is through a story.
Okay.
So you're married.
Okay.
Mr. and Mrs. Smith are married.
Yes.
Mr. Smith passes away. Mr. Smith has a daughter.
Okay. And Mr. Smith may have a daughter that isn't new Mrs. Smith's daughter, and she may be an adult person.
Remarriage. Yeah.
Yes. So legally married spouses have rights of survivorship on your primary residence,
right,
which means your home where you live. And if you're here in Florida, if you have homestead exemption, then that is considered your primary residence. So
it happens so often. So let's just chat about that. Okay. So many people have just their primary home, right?
Yes.
And it might be a home that they've lived in for years.
Yes.
And they have kids, and the kids sometimes are minors, sometimes not. You may get a divorce. That's very common, right? Someone gets a divorce.
Yes.
And if now this new person that has owned the property for 20 years decides they want to get married, and this is a primary home with homestead exemption, guess what?
New spouse becomes also resident of primary residence, and it is your marital home. So when it comes to marital home, primary residence, who owned it first, whose name was on title first, if you inherited this house from your grandma, then
that person can never even be on the deed and have rights to it. They do.
That is correct. If you are a homeowner today, you get married tomorrow, then you want to go sell the house. You, the first person who owned it, you are not able to do that without now your spouse.
Yep.
So
marital status affects title in the state of Florida. So
not pertaining to this show necessarily, but think about who you're about to marry. Let's keep
marital
that
status affects title in the state of Florida.
Let's keep that in mind, friends. Okay. So let's say one spouse passes away. So let's say I owned a house. I got married. I passed away. I have adult children.
You have a brand new spouse you've been married to for a year and you have kids.
Whew. I have kids, but they're not his.
Yeah, right. You have kids from your prior divorce.
Yes. So that house is my husband's house now.
Yep.
And if I pass away, so I can tell a personal story. Recently, I had someone pass away who was the father of my daughter, who is a minor as of right now today. And she was a minor when he passed away. Had he been remarried, that would have been his wife's house.
And your daughter would have nothing.
And she would have honestly nothing because there was no will. There was nothing on the deed other than his name, When we divorced, it was in our divorce decree that that was his house. I retained my house, and that was it. Even though we bought the house together, we lived in the house together. When we divorced, it became his house and 100% of the ownership rights, his house, just as my house became 100% ownership rights, my house. Now, upon his passing, he was not remarried and he did not have any other children, just my daughter. But I still had to go through an entire process through the court to be deemed the legal guardian of her property, even though I am her legal and biological mother. So that was a whole other layer of minors cannot inherit directly. So yes, let's say it took 9 months to unpack this whole situation.
And probate is expensive. You're going to have to hire an attorney. Is expensive.
Yes. And even though I have experience as a real estate agent and working for a title company and working with attorneys, I still was completely unprepared for this process. It took 9 months. I obviously did have to hire and pay for an attorney out of the proceeds of the sale of this home, but we did get it done. But I do not advise. So here is our call to action. Please contact the show and please work with a estate planning attorney.
Fantastic estate planning attorney that knows what they're doing, that can give you good advice.
For sure.
That can help you avoid probate and your heirs.
As we wrap up the show, here's what you need to know. Contact the show. Just contact the show because Katrina has not just Insured Title Agency, but she has amazing show partners. So any questions that you have after listening to this about title, about probate, about your husband, or about estate planning, contact Katrina and she can connect you with us because that is the best place for you to start. Do not be that internet sleuth. You don't have to go it on your own. Tampa Home Talk and Katrina's team are here to help you. And so that is my parting message to you. Call the show.
Which that off-air number is 813-377-2775, 813-377-2775. You can call or text us at that number, probate, estate planning, whatever you're looking for help with, and we'll be happy to do that. Now, probate can delay a real estate transaction. That's really important. A lot of people don't realize that.
That is true. So stay tuned for the next show when we get into that topic.
And so the biggest call to action here is if you own anything worth passing on to your children, passing on to your heirs, and remarriage, think about that one. So it's a big one a lot of people do not think about. When you get remarried, it affects title. In the state of Florida, it's a big deal. So you need more than a will. Estate planning is real. The more assets you acquire, the more important this is going to be. But even just having a primary home is a big enough asset for an estate plan, in my opinion. So I'm Katrina Madewell. This is Tampa Home Talk. And thanks for listening to this particular little show about probate and inherited property.